Airtel touching lives tonight. For many Nigerians living with a disability as a result of the polio virus, the ability to be productive members of society is often limited by our false perceptions of what we think they can contribute. When Kayode was a year old, he contracted the polio virus, which attacked his nervous system, leading to irreversible paralysis. Now a grown man, husband and father of 3, he's struggling to make ends meet as a keke napep driver.
Every day, I risk my life for my family so that they can live better. My life is worth 2,000 naira a day.
When he was about to start the business, I said, "Are you sure you can do this work?" I said, "Because I know some people who are doing this job, they used to complain pains all over their body." He said, "You have no choice."
I want to touch your life. I want to be the change. I'm going to shine my light. I'm going to make a difference. Touch your life. Be the change. Shine my light. And make a difference. You're the one to make the world a much better place. You're the one. You're touching lives.
Good evening and welcome to Airtel Touching Lives. My name is Wana, and just like Airtel, I'm passionate and committed to making a difference and transforming lives. Now, polio is an infectious disease that affects the nervous system, sometimes causing paralysis. Regardless of numerous efforts towards eradication in different countries, we still have thousands of people living with the disabling effects of the polio virus. Kayode Kukoyi is one of such people.
When I was about a year old, I contracted a virus called polio. So from then, I've been living with disability, physical disability. The polio paralyzed my right leg. My right leg is shorter than my left leg. These crutches, it represents my freedom because without it, I can't move around. So every year I have to change it because the rubber wears out.
I nominated my brother because he used to complain always to me about his condition. Even if he doesn't complain, I know things have not been easy with him. So, and for me, I don't have anything I can do for him. I don't have any assistance I can render to him. So that's why I nominated him. In our community, there is a discrimination. At times when my brother is going out, some people, they touch him anyhow. They say, "Oh, you just go away, you handicap." I mean, even the man who is driving, when he's driving some motorists, when they are going to say, "Hey, can't you stay in one line? Can't stay in one line?" If they see us on crutches, they say, "Oh, you're handicapped and you're driving like this. Come on, stay in one line." So at times when I'm with him, I feel bad. I don't feel happy.
I'm 41 years old, but before I didn't do any job because wherever I look for job, they will not give me a job. When I see a vacancy outside, and if I go in there, they will say no vacancy because of my crutches. In this part of the world, people treat people with disability as if they are nothing. They don't treat them very well. If you go and look for a job, they will not give you a job. 3 years ago, I needed to start making money because my wife can't be doing everything. So I take a loan of 550,000 to get the keke, but I've paid 150,000. It still remains 400,000. It's difficult for me to make the money because these days, the business is not moving. I make 2,000 or below a day, and I have to feed my family out of it. I met my wife when I was in Mushin, not this area. So we live in the same streets. That's why I met her. and I, first of all, be a friend with her. But the family, they are not in support. But God take control.
When I look at my husband, I did not see him as a disabled man, but I look him as a good man.
What I see Mabel sees in me is that she sees that I'm a courageous person, and she thinks I'm intelligent.
My husband is good and is lovely to people and to others.
And my wife, she sells food stuff, cook one, and she uses it to support the family.
Before the birth of my third child, I was the businesswoman. I sell food, indomie, rice. People knows me. I have many customers.
I have two children, Moses, 10 years, and Ezekiel, 9 years. So last year, a year ago, I discovered that my wife was pregnant. I was very shocked. I couldn't sleep because I didn't plan for something like that, and there is no cash to take care of all of that thing. So I was shocked.
Since the birth of Emmanuel, things have not been easy for us. I haven't been doing anything.
When he was about to start the business, driving down Mariwa, when he told me, I said, "Are you sure you can do this work?" I said, "Because I know some people who are doing this job. They used to complain pains all over their body." He said, "You have no choice."
As a father with 3 children, it's not easy to pay school fees and to buy foodstuff at home and medical bill and all of that. It's not easy. We don't really consume too much because the little we have, we just have to manage it. When we eat in the morning, we have to wait till night so that we can manage the resources that I bring home.
Whenever he comes home, it's the little money he brought home. That's what we use for the day. It's one day feeding, he go out to make. So he doesn't have any savings anywhere or not.
I don't make much money like others who are able, that can work a long period of time. And I don't like speeding. And if you can't speed, you can't make much money because if you are seeing a passenger in front of you, before you reach there, someone from the back will come and pick the passenger.
Driving the Mariwa is not easy with him, because at times he used to complain that he used to feel pains all over his body. Even though at times he said he doesn't feel like going to work, but he said when he think of his family, they need to feed them and to pay for his children's school fees. So he will try and make sure he go out and work.
When I get home at the end of the day, my hands and my waist, I always feel pains there.
I don't like my husband hurting his body that is not feeling good, but I have no power to help him.
As things is going now, I don't really like it, but I just hope that things change for the better.
My dream for my brother is to get another job apart from this driving keke.
Everything I do it for my family so that they can have a better future.
My dream for my children's future is for them to go to school, move further, that they should be great in life.
My brother believes he's not disabled because he tried to do everything that we can do. Before he's driving this Mariwa, he's sick for the job in most of the company, but they say, due to your condition. They said, we wish to employ you, but we wish to give you a job, but due to your condition, we cannot give you a job.
Life for me is very hard, but I remain positive.
Touching
Kayode is a man wanting the best for his family, even if it means breaking his body day in, day out to pay the bills. You can join the conversation about tonight's program on social media. You can follow us on airteltouchinglives.com. After the break, I talked to Kayode and his family. We discussed the hardships of living with polio. Welcome back to Airtel Touching Lives. Today, we've been talking about polio and how it affects the individuals and their families, and most importantly, the ability to fend for themselves. Joining us in the studio, we have Kayode and his wife, Mabel, and polio expert, Amina Raji. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. Kayode, watching you just fills me with so much, fear and joy at the same time. I suppose the first thing I want to say is you are someone who clearly doesn't feel sorry for yourself. And despite all the discrimination that you've experienced, how do you manage to stay positive and just keep going?
Well, I believe that I'm not a physically challenged because I believe I can do most things that people think I cannot do. So I don't believe that I'm a disabled. So I face many challenges, but I'm trying to prove to them that I'm not a disabled.
What are some of these discriminatory practices you've experienced towards you?
Like if I see a vacancy here now and I go there, they will say, sorry, we have no vacancy. And I know there is vacancy there. That's one of the discriminations.
Mabel, I know that you as his wife, you have to watch him go through all of this. What are some of the biggest struggles that you watch him facing, and how does it affect you?
It affects me a lot because I don't like the way people discriminate him. That's it.
And how do you deal with the fact that, you have to do a lot of work for the family as well?
I have to support him in anything.
Why is polio so prevalent in Nigeria? Even if we've read all the stories about, eradication as a result of vaccination in different countries. What is it? What are we not doing well here?
Mostly, let me just appreciate Mr. Kayode. He has been a man on his own side. At least has tried feeding himself and the family at large. And thank God that he has children. That's just the main paramount needs. But the prevalent things that we have here in Nigeria about this polio is that some people neglect that health is wealth. And they felt that when you give them polio, when you say that, okay, there's a polio out there that we need to give children a day old to 5 years, they will just feel that, oh, no. When we start giving these children, there's possibility that the mothers will not be able to be pregnant today. That's what people's perspective will be. But the way it is now, thank God that Nigeria has been changing in terms of polio eradication because 99% of it now has been okay.
What are the causes of polio? Is there a treatment for it? Is it, is it contagious? I guess these are things that people need to know as well.
Yes. First and foremost, there is no cure for myelitis. The only thing is that the earlier, the better. When you give birth to a child, you need to just take the child to clinic for the normal routine immunization, which the oral polio vaccines is being given. And we have another one that they always give at 14 weeks, which is the IPV. But the oral polio vaccines is given at birth, and you have to take it for four times as a month interval, and it went well. But what we just want to say is that the causes is not that maybe the parents, let me just say it's just like ignorance. Parents are ignorant about it. They don't want to go, especially in the north. They believe that, why are we taking Allura? They call it Allura. That why are we taking it? My children doesn't want it, and we don't need it. So they would rather carry their child or their children to the room and lock themselves up, all because they don't want to take the vaccines. And why not taking it? It's caused a lot of things. It might be during poor sanitation. The water are not clean enough. The food we eat, the water we take, that we consume in our body are not okay enough. So we need to make sure that anything we want to take, it is safe, it is not contagious for our health.
Now, for people who have already experienced the polio virus, who are disabled by it, what would you like to say to Nigerians who are out there, especially concerning discrimination in the workplace?
First and foremost, the only thing I would just say is that they should stop this discrimination. They should stop being panicked that, no, we don't want this kind of people because they cannot do one or two things. Let's give them the chance. Let's give them the opportunity to do something. And if you now see that the person is not doing what you expected, then you know how to now discharge the person. Not that you say, no, there is no vacancy for you, go and find somewhere else. Because that kind of person, if like Mr. Kayode is not a man that is so strong in whatever he's doing, he will have been having himself by suicide and said, when everybody is not supporting him, when he has a work that he's able to do one or two things and they're not giving him the support to do it, he will definitely want to kill himself and will leave this responsibility up to the wife alone and the family. And that is not good enough for people. So,
Kayode, if I know you were looking for jobs before you took a loan to get your keke. What would you have liked to do? What kinds of jobs would you really have liked to do?
Before?
Yes.
Before, I like doing computer work before, and I go to many places. And when it's not working, so that's when I decided to go for the keke work.
And what is your biggest fear right now for yourself if you don't get, certain kinds of support that you need?
The biggest fear for me now is that it's like I don't have hope. At times, if I sit down, I'll be thinking, is this how I'm going to continue? I have fear that I don't know. I don't even know how the future will look like. That's my biggest fear.
Mabel, what are your fears, considering the fact that you also have 3 children to look after as well?
I have many fears. That how will my children be prospered in life? How things are going on? That's my fear, my biggest fear.
Thank you so much to Amina Raji for teaching us about polio and the polio virus and its effects as well. The key thing right now is for us to educate ourselves and stop the discrimination. People who are survivors of polio can do anything just like the rest of us. Don't forget, if you want to join the conversation or find out about tonight's topic, make sure you go to our website. It's airteltouchinglives.com. After the break, Airtel Touching Lives will be back with a surprise for Kayode and his family. Welcome back. We still have Kayode and his wife Mabel here in the studio with us. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You talked about the fact that you pretty much just earn 2,000 naira a day.
Yeah.
And you had to stop doing your business because of the baby as well.
Yes.
How are you living on 2,000 naira a day, feeding 3 children?
We have to manage. So I have to save some little money in case the baby needs maybe the new baby, he needs maybe milk or something and drugs. So I save little money. The little ones, we spend it on food.
Do you get any support from anywhere? Community, church, family, anybody?
No support. That's why it's very hard. At times, I will not feel like going out, but I have to go out because we must eat.
What has been your lowest point?
My saddest moment. I have many saddest moments because when I look at my life and the way things is going, I don't feel happy.
And we definitely don't want you to stay sad. And I can't even think of how you guys have been able to survive this long, the way things have been. And Airtel definitely wants to support you and help you. The first thing I know that you mentioned, you need to change your crutches.
Yeah.
And we're going to replace that for you.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do as well is Airtel will rent a shop for you for a year. So they'll pay rent for a shop for you, provision shop for you for a year. At least with that, you can get some income coming in, supplementary income to look after your kids as well. How do you feel about that?
I'm happy. I'm very happy for that.
I feel relieved.
What do you think that's going to do?
It's going to make a lot of changes because the keke work is very risky. It's very risky. We just had an accident.
Wow.
And she had a fracture.
Wow.
I made to have some bruise on my hand. So
I'm excited for the beginning of your life because this marks a new beginning coming on this show. I strongly believe that.
Thank you.
And I know that the future is bright.
Thank you, man.
So thank you so much for coming on the program and
you.
sharing your story with us as well.
Thank you.
Kayode and his wife are examples of the effects of discrimination on people's lives. And it's really important that we start to pay attention and do deliberate things to ensure that we do not discriminate against persons living with any kind of disability. You all have a wonderful, wonderful night. See you next time. Coming up, we visit David Daniele. In the 10 months since he appeared on Airtel Touching Lives, his Center for Citizens with Disabilities has gone from strength to strength.
Thank you, Airtel. We are glad that you came.
And for Emmanuel Onyeka, his dream of completing his studies has been dashed. A tragic Okada accident in 2015 had left him an amputee.
I'm happy because there is a new change in my life.
I feel very happy that Airtel makes things easy for me and my family.
I wanna touch your life. I wanna be the change. I'm gonna shine my light.